puppets and statuettes and, things like that from the original trilogy in the new trilogy, like promised.
That's awesome.
A lot of people are a little upset because people immediately went and asked the Jim Henson Creature Factory, hey, did you make that puppet? And I'm like, no. And then everyone's like, oh, sad, Jim Henson Company's not doing the puppets for Star Wars. They never did in the first place.
Yeah.
They never had a part in it.
Yeah, as soon as I read that in there, I was like, I didn't think they ever did anything with that.
George Lucas approached Jim Henson himself to make the Yoda puppet, and he's like, I'm too busy. So, there you go.
Talk about epic fail.
Yeah, but no, we see this puppet animal alien creature walk behind J.J. Abrams and kind of stop and look at the camera. Awesome. Simply awesome that they're going to keep puppets. And I always feel that it makes it a little more real.
Even if they use the puppets and then maybe do 5% maybe CGI in unison with the puppets.
You can do 50-50 for all I care. Just give me some puppets.
Sounded like a weird sentence altogether. Yeah. I don't know why.
Or let's look at the space battles. Do the space battles classically. Do the models on the string run in the trench.
They did look... It was that kind of realistic unrealism that made it so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that. As long as it's not like when things blow up, you see sparks, because you know that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. I mean, that's one of those things.
Overall... I'm just excited they're kind of going back to classics. And J.J. Abrams said they will use practical effects where needed.
Cool.
Which is awesome.
That is super awesome. Speaking of awesome things...
Are you skipping this next one and going to the last one? Because this next one's not awesome.
It's awesome for me.
Okay.
Because I am a huge Fast and the Furious fan. But Fast 7 is... Okay, this part isn't awesome... but they're taking out an insurance claim to fund the Walker replacement. And I've looked this up, but I didn't see any confirmation. Is the Walker replacement basically his brother?
There are 3 people who will be replacing Paul Walker. His 2 brothers, Cody and Caleb, to do the long shots and pretty much the appearance because they look just fucking like him. Mm-hmm. And there's a character actor who has his persona down.
Okay.
So they're going to film them, CGI on the face, fix it up a little bit.
So they're basically going to Tron it?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least they're not hologramming it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, we don't need more Michael Jackson or Tupac.
So Fireman's Fund is going to do a decent-sized insurance claim so that way they have more money for the CGI and the actors. Mm-hmm. So, and also to pay the actors for the month and a half they took off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice that they can get that done and taken care of. And you know what? Insurance companies don't pay out much anyway, so... It's kind of like a fuck you insurance company.
Kinda.
So, in some way, shape, or form, whatever.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that are actually awesome.
Go ahead and read it.
The 80s are alive. Juliette Lewis and Molly Ringwald are joining the cast of Jen and the Holograms, that super famous cartoon from back in the day, which I think they also did a live-action movie a while back for them as well, didn't they?
No, they haven't done anything with Jem for a while.
I thought they had a live action like back in the 80s or something. Back from when they had Masters of the Universe, which I've watched now, by the way. It's kind of epic.
Whenever I watch that movie, I want fried chicken.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, because it's just a giant KFC commercial is pretty much all it is.
Yeah. But it's actually a pretty good movie. But... Jen and the Holograms is basically Josie and the Pussycats in space.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Chris is actually the main watcher of this one.
Of Josie and the Pussycats? Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Yeah. It's amazing to look at this dog that's half puppy, half dog.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's trying.
It's a hog.
He's trying to be intimidating.
He's like, it's cute-imitating.
Let me tell them that he doesn't have his collar on so he can't come outside.
Yeah. So, this super awesome movie, I don't know crap about it after that.
So he can't come outside.
So, Chris will be back momentarily to tell you what the heck is going on.
Get him. Get him. All right, I'm back. So,
Tell them about Jet
Tell them,
and
Steve,
the
Dave.
holograms, because you know more about that one than I do.
Jem and the Holograms was an 80s cartoon that had a lot of music in it. So she fought evil villains and played rock music.
Okay, so yeah, I could have stopped at Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah,
Fuck it, all right.
pretty much. So
whatever.
But I mean, it's kind of cool that Julia Lewis and Molly Ringwald, two 80s stars, are in the
Super
80s.
80s.
Yeah. So.
Too bad Molly Ringwald isn't really attractive anymore.
Nope.
Sad sauce.
But speaking of celebrities who aren't really attractive anymore, a couple of them will be at Denver Comic Con June 13th through the 15th.
All right, he went there.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Tasha Yar.
so, anywho, like we were saying, Denver Comic Con June 13th through the 15th at the Colorado Convention Center. Right over in Denver, Colorado. You can see such amazing stars as Lou Ferrigno,
Bruce Campbell.
Stephen
Speaking of the devil.
Amell,
Carl Urban.
Adam West,
Burt Ward.
Julie Newmar,
If you don't know who they are, you're an idiot. And Max Brooks, as well as...
half the cast of the next generation of Star Trek.
And don't forget William Shatner.
Yes.
Woo.
Again, it's June 13th through the 15th at the Colorado Convention Center.
You know, and those...
We will be there.
And those are just the big ones right now. They keep releasing stuff once a week.
Yep.
So we have no idea. There could be bigger stuff, but you can check out their Facebook page, Denver Comic Con. You can also go to their website, denvercomiccon.com.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so much air in me.
And if you still need to pick up tickets, you can check out our friends over at Escape Velocity. That's escapevelocitycomics.com. 2 convenient locations right here in Colorado Springs. The first, downtown on Bijou in kind of sort of Tejon, across the street from the Pita Pit, next to the Everest Tibetan store, right there on Bijou before you get to No Man's Land. Also, the main one, that's the main one, the new one at First and Main Town Center on Powers and North Carefree, right next to the movie theater. Speaking of the location of the First and Main Town Center, Bo and myself will be there tomorrow for the X-Men Days of Future Past shindig at the store. We're doing a show for you guys, mostly music and talking to people. Come say hello. It's going to be a great time.
You can touch us.
If you want to.
Because we'll be real.
But now that I'm done talking like an old salesperson, coming up next is some music you probably haven't heard of, but you should definitely be listening to. The artist's name is Milo Green, and the song is 1957.
Windows that we watch from our old and chipping at the beam. It takes me away, takes me away, takes me away. It takes me away, takes me away, takes me away.
welcome back. You just listened to Milo Green, the song 1957. If you like them and any other awesome schwanky stuff we have on our show, listen to us live on Spreaker.com every week at roughly 9:30 on Fridays.
Yeah, and that's 9:30 Mountain Time. You can also check us out on SoLikeYouKnow.com. That's all you need to know. Everything else is on there.
Word.
So if you like Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, Stitcher, Windows Marketplace, even Spreaker, everything's listed on there, so you can go there.
Yeah.
The site's getting a revamp here in the next week or two to get us ready for Denver Comic-Con, so make sure you keep checking it out.
And we're having some new business fanciness cards with QR codes on the back.
Yay!
Woo! Cur codes!
Cur
codes! So, after our music you haven't heard but you should be listening to, we like to do our finale of the Microbrew review.
where we tell you about the beer we've been drinking all show long. Which, if you listen to the entire show, you can tell we've been drinking.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Let's see. So this week we have the White House Honey Ale, which is a brew that you can get the recipe for off the whitehouse.gov website. And our brewmaster, Ben Wilder, actually made it for us, and it is a delicious beer. He did well. He was even proud of it himself. But he describes it as a light-bodied and dry toast. Sorry, a light-bodied and dry toast and caramel on the nose, flavor of bread crust and caramel. It's a good supporting bitterness. It doesn't linger. It's a 1.3 ABV, and I agree with him. It is a very smooth drink. It's not too carbonated. It's that kind of perfect level. It's a very light amber color.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely taste the sweetness. Everything Ben said is just true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it.
That was very accurate. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't have read it out loud.
This is my third glass, if that tells you anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an amazing recipe. The president has great taste.
I agree. And I believe they have 2 recipes on their whitehouse.gov website.
Yeah, the other one's a porter.
So,
ale and a porter. This is the ale.
Yeah. So check it out. Ben Wilder, he does, like I said, he is our brewmaster. He said
5.3 ABV, dummy.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Pick on me. That's what I'm here for.
I'm sure you said like 3.
I said 3.5.
Probably. 5.3 ABV.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 5.
Same here. Solid 5. I have no argument with the beautifulness that is the taste of this beer.
This is super tasty. So, at that point, checking it in on Untapped, that is a social app for you to check in on beers, toast each other, and just keep track of what you've been drinking. UNTAPPD. It's online and an app for all smartphones except for BlackBerry. Fuck you.
And also, Ben, I know you're listening, and you were talking about your IPA, and you're saying it's so delicious. I want to try it. So next time you make that one, we're doing it on the show.
Well, we're not doing it on the show.
Okay, I'm not going to put my dick in it.
So, yes.
Wait, what is that? What, that was from Beer Fest.
Probably.
I want to put my dick in it.
But overall, amazing beer. So if you have a chance to, if you have a buddy that brews, or if you know somebody that can get you some, the White House Honey Ale, super delicious.
Word up.
I'm not just saying that because Ben gave it to us.